So I've got a tomato that I cut in half, and I'm going to take a little spoon and I'm going to scoop out the seeds from inside. The space where the seeds are is called the locule, FYI, L-O-C-U-L-E. Then I'm going to spread them out on a paper towel, and the dry paper towel should suck all the moisture away from the seeds, which is what you want if you want them to not rot. You want them to dry out as soon as possible. And you can see that I'm spreading them out. You know, here's a seed, here's a seed, here's a seed. I'm putting some space between the seeds. This is so they can dry out and not get moldy, not clump up, and so they can be easier to plant next year. If they get moldy, they're not going to germinate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper towel and store it in a cool, dry as possible, as dry as you can find place overnight. I'm not going to freeze them, but I'm going to try and keep them cool and dry. And the next day the seeds should look something like this. You can see they're dry and they're ready to be stored. And a seed is just a little capsule that the plant produces to send out into the world to increase population numbers and to colonize new areas. Seeds are simple little elegant machines. They have a protective outer layer, and this is called the seed coat. This protects the seed from drying out, from some fungi and bacteria, and from germinating before conditions are good for plant growth. The seed contains a tiny plant called the embryo, and the embryo's food source called the endosperm, which is just like a starch. This is what the embryo lives off of until environmental conditions are right for growth. And I think of seeds as being on like a biological mission from the parent plant, and their mission is to disperse, to colonize, and to increase population numbers for the species that they belong to. And these are just dumb domestic tomato seeds, so they're not really on some sort of mission. We've kind of trained them and over time and bred them to be our, you know, docile subjects, but they're delicious. So that I just wanted to share that because that's something I think about every time I collect seeds, and it makes the experience of collecting seeds, working with plants, more than just mundane, which is kind of what this is all about. So this is what they should look like the next day. And now I've got a carefully labeled glass jar. It says the variety, Matina, species tomatoes, and the year in which I collected these guys. And I'm simply going to wrap these up, roll them up, and tuck them in the jar until next year. And you can, if you want, you can take them and kind of flick them off of the paper once they're completely dry, and store them in an envelope if you don't have enough room for a big honking jar. But this is how I usually do it. And if you want to go really nuts in terms of keeping them dry, you can put some rice in here to absorb moisture, or you can put another paper towel, or you can get some special desiccant like Dry-Rite, D-R-I-E-R-I-T-E it's called, or silica gel, something like that, and put them in there. But this has worked for me in the past, so this is all I'm going to do. And it's not very full right now, but I'm going to collect more as my tomatoes ripen and put them in here from this year. And that is how you save tomato seeds. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.